keep people safe, mask mandates, we've got capacity restrictions, we've got work from home. We're imploring people to take a 2-week pause.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer defending her decision to go against the CDC recommendation to enforce a statewide shutdown. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jamie Sherrod. Today on Meet the Press, host Chuck Todd questioned the governor on her stance to avoid a lockdown after a year of sticking to strict restrictions and following health experts' guidance.
A lot of things have changed. 15 months ago, we didn't know that this virus could be contained by the simple act of wearing a mask. We did not have PPE at our fingertips. We certainly didn't have the testing or the vaccines. We're now in a much different position.
Whitmer goes on to say she doesn't have the exact same tools a year ago after losing her lawsuit over her executive orders. But she adds the state is focused on vaccination efforts and thanks the Biden government for its support in therapeutics. Well, as Michigan continues to be a hot spot in the nation, the surge in cases is putting pressure on local hospitals. TV5's Rachel McQuarrie tells us how those working the front line say Michiganders need to stay vigilant.
And we have a lot of patients with COVID, and a lot of them are very sick.
As our state's COVID cases surge, healthcare workers from mid-Michigan all the way to Metro Detroit see the uptick.
Okay, people are sick and people are dying.
Matthew Sims is the director of infectious disease research at Beaumont Health. Over the past year, Michigan has had some of the strictest regulations in the country to combat COVID, yet it's surging here. Sims believes it could be a few things, including the weather.
We're just getting warm now. So people have still been trapped indoors. Indoors spreads the virus easier. Not that outdoors it can't spread.
No new lockdown orders have also added to the problem, according to Sims. He says with restaurants and sports in play, there's just more opportunity.
And when people are in closer proximity to each other, there's more chance for the virus to spread. Add on to that a good amount of COVID fatigue. So a lot of people are just tired, want to get back to normal.
The B117 variant is not doing Michigan any favors. And a growing number of people being hospitalized for COVID are now between the ages of 30 and 50 years old, according to Sims. Brent French is seeing younger patients in the ICU suffering with COVID. He's a respiratory therapist at Covenant Healthcare. He's urging people to still be cautious.
So even when we were slowing down, it was kind of easy to be like, yeah, I want to get back out there and do the things that I do as well. So it's just kind of a cautionary tale, I suppose.
French and Sims both say they're starting to see the light at the end of this COVID tunnel, but Sims adds it all depends on how we handle the surge right now.
To keep this under control, it's the same stuff we've been saying all along, right? Wear masks, avoid groups, social distance.
In Saginaw, Rachel McQuarrie, WNEM, TV5.
Well, the U.S. has reached an important milestone in the fight against COVID. Half of all adults have now received at least one dose of the vaccine. More than 209 million total doses have been administered, and 25% of the population have now been fully vaccinated. There have been 3.5 million shots in arms since Saturday, bringing the 7-day average to 3.2 million doses per day. Dr. Anthony Fauci said today he believes a decision on the Johnson & Johnson vaccine will be reached by Friday. The CDC will meet that day to discuss whether or not to continue distributing doses. The vaccine was put on pause after reports of rare blood clots in a handful of women who received a dose. On New Tonight, Saginaw police say a 16-year-old was the victim in a homicide on Saturday. The case is now being investigated by state police. Be sure to stay with TV5 as we learn more on this developing story. 3 people were killed in a shooting at a Wisconsin bar. Police in Kenosha County say it happened this morning at the Summers House Tavern. 2 other people were wounded. Their conditions are unknown. Police say the suspect or suspects have not been located. Investigators are trying to figure out the motive. Officers say it appears the shooting was a targeted and isolated incident. At least 3 people are dead after reports of an active shooter incident in Austin, Texas. Police are advising residents to shelter in place as the suspect is still at large. They add it appears to be an isolated domestic situation. Well, members of the National Guard were shot in Minneapolis early this morning. According to the Minnesota National Guard spokesperson, no one was seriously hurt. Guard members, along with a number of police, were providing neighborhood security when someone shot at them from a light-colored SUV. 2 Guard members had minor injuries. One was taken to the hospital after being cut by shattered glass. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said he spoke with both Guard members. Well, a cloudy evening across mid-Michigan after a beautiful sunny Sunday. But when can we expect some rain to come through? Meteorologist John Gross joins us now with a look at the forecast. Hi, John.
Yeah, hello there, Jamie. It does look like we will have a little bit of rain to deal with as we go into tomorrow. But for the rest of this Sunday, looks like we're going to be in pretty good shape. So weather-wise, anything outdoors for this evening should be pretty good to go. Let's go ahead and get you live out the door. We'll show you what's going on, your commute. Birch Run, I-75, a little bit more in the way of some cloud cover for this evening, but still some filtered sunshine out there. Temperatures still staying mild. You got numbers in the 50s, still at 60 near Carroll, but cooler near the lake shore. That's typical for this time of year. Now there is a system that's going to move on in throughout the region. You can see some showers back near the Dakotas, Minneapolis, and that's also going to usher in some cooler air as we go into midweek. And we're only going to be talking temperatures in the 40s as we get through about Tuesday and Wednesday. There's your grill out forecast for the rest of this evening, though. We got numbers staying in the 50s, and I think we will stay dry as we go into the overnight period tonight. And the big story has been what's going to happen as we go Tuesday into Wednesday. So here's what we track for you. Tomorrow we got showers, falling temperatures. It's going to be Tuesday evening into Wednesday morning. That's where we keep our eye on for possibly a little bit of accumulating snow. And on top of that, we're going to have some frost concerns as well into midweek. We'll break that all down in your full forecast coming up here in just a little bit. Jamie, back to you.
All righty. Thank you, John. Well, the fate of Derek Chauvin will soon be in the hand of the jury. Still ahead, how tensions are rising in Minneapolis ahead of the closing arguments in the trial for the former police officer charged in the death of George Floyd. Coming up next, a mall employee shares her experience after a gunman opens fire during her shift. The latest in the investigation as police search for a suspect.
Not a member? Why not? The staff is friendly, the service is great, and we've got money to lend. It's never been easier to switch your accounts and join today. We're still local, and your money stays here to help the community. Visit our website to become our newest member today.